This is the third photo in as many weeks of a flower looking at the back into the horizon. It's a little different than the past two where the sunlight was obscured through trees. In this one, you can see a bit more of the blue sky, but it's the same idea, and it's a tried and true formula, and it's one that it just works. I like this format. This was not intentional. I didn't set out to create three similar photos, but it was a good opportunity, and I like taking those opportunities when I see them. The setting here was a little different. This is actually taken right behind a dumpster in the alley behind a strip mall on my way to work. There's nothing fancy. It's not a pond or a nature preserve. It's literally just the backside of a parking lot, and I guess you might say that just goes to show you can get a good photo anywhere, but I don't know that goes to show anything other than flowers can grow anywhere, and it's up to you to look at them and decide if you can take a photo. So there's no deeper meaning here. There's no pre-planning in terms of like, let's take a series of flower photos and put them on the blog. What happened was I was biking past this with my wife and our kids. We actually ran an errand in early September, and we decided to go on our bikes rather than in the car because it was a really nice evening. So we biked a couple miles to drop something off, and we went past this scene, and I noted it in my mind, and I was like, this would make a really good picture. And so as I was going to work a couple days later, I intentionally went past here, which I do most mornings anyway, but I made sure to go past here, and I got out and I took the car because it was supposed to rain. So I got out of the car and I saw this patch of sunflowers, and I just took several shots of them from different angles with different backgrounds at different apertures, and just played around with the settings a lot. And I think this literally was the last photo I took of the 2 or 3 dozen that I took, all of different flowers. I think this is the last one. And what I like most about this is that I took it from a low angle looking upward, not straight on and not down, but looking upwards. And you can see the other elements of the flowers and plants kind of keeping that same theme of like upwards from the bottom right to the top left. There's a lot of elements in this frame that are doing that same diagonal motion of upwards and progress and hope, and it's a sunflower and it's morning. And so this is, to me, it's an optimistic photo, and that same sense wasn't conveyed in some of the other pictures that I got this morning, and that wasn't something intentional that I did. I didn't set out to make an optimistic photo, but that's kind of how I interpret this, as a little bit of hope. And we're in the middle of this pandemic, and there's a lot of bad news and things going on, but there's always going to be a tomorrow, and there's always going to be reasons to find joy and hope. And if you are a believer like me in the hope that Jesus Christ provides us through his saving grace, we have the hope of knowing that we are forgiven of our sins and that we don't have to bear the eternal punishment of our sins. And that's reason for hope. And it's a sunflower behind a dumpster. I don't want to get too deep into the woods here on this, but this is the kind of photo that I enjoyed taking, and I hope you enjoy looking at this and getting a similar message of hope just from seeing a sunflower in the morning.